Hi guys, welcome back to another chapter day series. Like my hi was so like hi. Okay, welcome back to another chapter day series. I hope you're doing fine and staying alright. It's a new chapter with a generic introduction. Welcome to the third chapter for the book of First Samuel. That's literally all I'm going to say. Anyways, previously on First Samuel, we talked about Eli's son's conviction. That is such poor grammar. So, Eli's sons, Hophni and Phineas, they are doing things that are very bad. They are bribing people to come to the altar of God, giving them access to the altar of God, and that's very bad. They're mocking Christianity and they're mocking God's altar by doing that. Anyways, they do that, and Samuel is starting his relationship with God. So today we're reading First Samuel chapter 3, like I said, and it is 21 verses, which is pretty short. Again, this whole book, the book of First Samuel, is mostly based off of stories and moral lessons. It's pretty straightforward. But yeah, so First Samuel chapter 3, it is talking about the popular Samuel gets called by God and he runs to Eli. So basically, Samuel's asleep and God's like, Yo, Samuel. And then he runs to Eli. Eli's like, No, I did not call you. And then Samuel goes to sleep. And then God calls Samuel the second time. Yo, Samuel. Why am I making this so cringy? But yeah, Samuel goes to Eli and Eli's like, I did not call you. And the third time, God's like, My brother Samuel. Samuel runs to Eli, and Eli's like, okay, it is God that's calling you. And when he says your name, and when he calls you Samuel, you are supposed to answer. What are you supposed to answer? And you are supposed to answer. Wait, therefore Eli said unto, Go and lie down, and shall be thou shalt speak. Okay, so Eli told Samuel that he's supposed to say, Speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. So God called Samuel again, my bro Samuel. And Samuel said, Speak, for your servant heareth. Now, guess what God told Samuel? God told Samuel, I'm going to punish Eli. I'm going to kill Eli. Eli is going to reap the sins of his son. And Samuel literally is like, How do I go tell Eli this? How? Because Eli is like a little mentor. No, what? Not a little. Eli is like a mentor to Samuel because he's trying to build his relationship to God, or with God rather, and he's looking up on Eli. And now he's supposed to go tell Eli that God's gonna punish him. But yeah, he has to do it, so he does it. Eli looked up to Samuel and said, What did God tell you? And Samuel's like, God said, You're gonna die. He's gonna kill you. I mean, that will probably be the most weird conversation ever. Like, God will kill you, you will die. But yeah, that's what happened with Eli and Samuel. It was really straightforward. Eli had to rip the sins of his son in the long run because his son were punished, but as a father, he still had to rip the sins of his sons. But that's really sad. Be careful of what your children do because in the long run, you're gonna rip it. Or be careful of what you do because in the in the long run, your children are going to rip it. So be careful as a whole. So yeah, that's basically what this chapter is about. It's very straightforward and simple. I don't have a memory verse for you today or for us today, but this can be a memory verse. Now, I feel like maybe earlier on during the time where I started a chapter a day, I said that I entered this competition, a science competition, where we're supposed to talk about subjects in any subject or topic rather in life sciences, mathematics, or physics. And I chose to talk about malaria in life sciences. I did a video, I did my research about malaria. I found very intriguing, you know, facts about malaria. And so I did the video, right? I posted it, but guess who didn't win? Me. But do I feel bad? In a way, because I really did put a lot of effort into that video, but I feel happy a part of me feels happy because next year I had the chance of entering, and I'm gonna try to do more better and in the parts that I, failed, and look for a better subject. But I really got intrigued with the research I did about malaria, and I'm having this passion to find a vaccine for malaria because there is no cure for malaria because of the environment. Okay, now I'm just going off tangent with science talking, but there is no definite cure for malaria because of the environment and the inhabitants for mosquitoes, especially in most parts of Africa. And so you can't really cure it because of the habitats of mosquitoes being very viable in Africa. But you can make a vaccine because once you're bit by a mosquito once, you can have malaria the second time. But with the vaccine, you'll be less reactant to it. You know how like here in America, and let's say like the whole of North America, there are very little mosquitoes here because they have less viable habitats, and the weather and the environment is less habitable for mosquitoes. So even though malaria exists here, they react to it at a lower level of reactions. If that doesn't make any sense, they react to it more calmly. It might be like a common flu or a cold, but all the way in Africa, the environment for mosquitoes is more viable because we have gutters and open sea areas and ponds and all those beautiful places for mosquitoes to hatch their eggs. And let's not talk about the weather because it is awfully hot in Africa. Therefore, mosquitoes love that place. So you can't really get a cure for mosquitoes because they're forever going to be there. And if you say, oh, I want to get mosquitoes extinct, you can't really do that again because you don't know what we will get. We might get something more worse than mosquitoes, or maybe something better than mosquitoes. Let's not gamble with that. But yeah, so you can't cure it, but you can get a vaccine. So I'm having that intriguing passion to try and get a vaccine for mosquitoes. And maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, probably when I'm in med school, I will do research. I will have a clinical trial where I get a vaccine for mosquitoes. I'm speaking into the future. Yay. Okay, I've rambled so much. I hope you guys are going to do well and are staying all right. And I pray God helps you in some manner and in some sort, and surrender all your problems to Him. And remember, He's God and He's not man. Have a nice day and see you in tomorrow's chapter. Bye.